it's like
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
going to a wall
yeah,
with
like
networking and
exactly.
shyness.
Like you're on a super.
Welcome to Griffith Business Students Podcast. This is your host. My name is Ju.
And my name is Victor.
We are here again, and we have an amazing guest, one of the alumni of Griffith Business School, and he has been a part of Griffith for a long time, and he can't escape. So we have Alvin.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for inviting me here
Ah,
to this amazing podcast.
Good to have you here. So you are in Griffith Business School's community quite often, and so I just wanted to put your name out there to all the listeners that we have alumni who have graduated, and obviously you're still in part of the community. So I thought it would be good to kind of share what you do
Yeah.
and how you have transitioned from your Griffith to still here. So yeah, what do you do, and can you give a little intro to our listeners?
Yeah. So my name is Alvin. I study a Bachelor of Commerce and International Business and a Diploma of Languages. Started 2014, graduated mid-19, and then started working now. So working in a small firm at Robina, and as well as studying CA as well, so Chartered Accounting Program.
So accountant.
Accountant, essentially, yeah. So tax and management, that's the area at the moment, yeah.
I really want to understand, because I'm not an accountant. I'm not a finance person even. So could you share a little bit more about what accounting is really?
Yeah,
And to even listeners who has no idea what that is.
Yeah, and a lot of people have the perspective, and that's what I had. I did a finance major, and I had the perspective, oh, accounting is just going to be, bookkeeping, credits and debits, but there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what you guys say pretty much tick the boxes as well. That's the start of it, foundation of it. So, on day to day, for my job, it's different. It's not the same every day, even though we deal with the same client base. And so, on my day to day is I check my emails in the morning, get a coffee, check my emails, and then get straight to it. So what we do is we do a lot of financial statements, tax returns, giving advice as well, structures, and dealing with ATO as well, and come up with the best solution for clients. As well as on the management side of it, with cash flow as well, helping business if they want to go bigger, like going up skills, or if they're thinking about going smaller, and where they will be in like 5 or 10 years time. So that's how we help the clients as well. And we do bookkeeping as well as accountant. But as a bookkeeper, I feel like they're more precise with like rounding numbers, whereas accountants, small immaterial, we'll call it immaterial. And we deal with a lot of like debit credits as well, dealing with loans as well. And that's pretty much the nutshell of accounting, I guess. Yeah.
So you've been in this firm for how long was it again?
Been in this firm for close to a year now.
Yeah. And before that, what was your ventures?
Before that, I was doing accounting as well in a different firm.
Yep.
So I started off as a grad, and then from there to intermediate, and then moved on to accountant.
Yeah.
So as a grad, I learned a lot of compliance, a lot of what do you call it? I guess like the dirty work kind of thing that people that doesn't want to do it. If you want to say it that way. I guess it's a good start as well.
Yeah.
If you don't learn from the foundation, then it's really hard to move up.
Yeah.
And once you know what you're doing, you're able to mentor the next not generation, but next group coming in as well.
Yeah.
Able to give them advice. Stuff that you learn what's best way and what help them to their career path as well. So I learned a lot of stuff from a mentor as well, from accounting to finance, and met a lot of new friends as well and colleagues as well. So
yeah. So you enjoying it?
I love it. I can say that I love accounting. It's good. And I've been doing it for a few years now. If I don't like it, I love it. That's gonna be a problem, right? No, I like it because of like the numbers side of it, able to help clients as well.
Yeah.
And you see the outcome of like when client thank you a lot as well. It's like thank you for helping me. Getting out from the rabbit hole. Especially when they were going down south. Kind of way. And yes. I love it. I definitely love it.
It's a big part of business is accounting is very permanent. It has to be there. You have to be quite on the books for it, and that's why this episode is called Language of Business, because accounting is a essential part of any business operation. That if you get it right, then you actually make your business quite stand out. Even like it's a fundamental.
100%, 100%,
Yeah.
100% great.
And even as you mentioned, Warren Buffett says if you don't understand how to read financial statements, you don't understand how to do business. So it is really important to, even if you're a small business owner, to look at your P&L, to look at your balance sheet, and at least know what's going on.
Yes.
But what made you get into accounting? What made you come to uni and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do accounting, and how did you get to that?
I guess based on my background and stuff, I guess it's typical for Asian family going to either doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant. And I have a lot of I guess cousins and stuff in the accounting industry, regardless they're from finance or management accounting, tax, and then I guess that's where I got into it with numbers and stuff. So I started with numbers quite young as well, surrounded by people who was in the accounting industry. I started my first internship with Westpac at Southport as well. So that's where I got my exposure with finance side of it. Learn a lot of like, profit and loss, balance sheet. They're just not numbers just on the paper, but there's meaning behind it. There's a story behind in each numbers. No, it's just not. And that's how I got into accounting. And then from there, I was lucky enough to get selected by my high school teacher, Grace, which I'm really thankful. Got into the program created by Ruth. Get to expose to like how uni life is. Different part of I guess subjects at uni as well, and then what they offer, and then from there, that's what suited me best, and then got into accounting.
I guess Ruth, you mentioned, is going to be later episodes. For who's a dean of engagement. So you have been closely impacted by Ruth.
I have.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have.
And then we'll probably share a little bit about her story a little bit later in the episode. Like, that's one thing that a lot of people do experience with their career changes, career choices, is family. And I guess that was a big part of you, right? So I guess now, looking at the current situation where you just now become an accountant in a firm, when you're family outings and family gatherings, like, do you talk much about accounting?
I guess a lot of pro bono work, free advice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It does work like that, doesn't it?
It does work like that sometimes. You get some free food and advice as well.
The honest transactions are there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so family gathering, Christmas, New Year's, usually that's what we talk about. And we joke around as well, with what's going on in the world, and so yes.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you because, as I said, as we discussed, like accounting is an essential part of the business, and you deal with a lot of different clients at daily. And I think we spoke earlier that there's you have a very high multicultural portfolio of clients that you deal with as a firm, but as an accountant. So how does culture come in play in your interaction with your clients?
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to learn a bit of culture and building relationship with clients at uni. Especially most of my client base, I guess, like Asia. And there's a thing called guanxi, like relationship, right? And dealing with business is sometimes each culture are different. Some people just want a straightforward answer. Some people want to sugarcoat it to get to their answer. And then some people will want to build that rapport with you before you start doing business with them. So I guess you just need to know who you're dealing with, the client base. Even though I am an accountant, you have to do a quick research, use AI or whatever, see what what they're how to do with business. That's what essentially type out, and then we go from there. So usually we have coffee, a few drinks as well, and then we'll just get into it. So that's part of it. And then it's interesting to see how they approach as well, because a lot of people are good at what they're doing, right? Amazing at what they're doing. Doctors are good at whatever they're doing, but coming back with numbers, that's where they struggle. I'm not saying they're not good with managing money, but they just don't know how to even make it bigger if they wanted to, going the investment pathway or growing the business. And that's where we step in and help them as well, able to help them.
So, I guess one of the things that you gotta know is a lot of people who wants to get the numbers straight, they don't know the next step. Like, I mean, I can do my tax income, tax return, sorry. And that's as far as I go. But so obviously that's not all accountants do.
No.
So like, could you actually give us a little list of services? Because you went a little bit earlier, but like services, how does that services look like? So if you're dealing with a small business, is that different to corporate level? So if it is, then how does that differ?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll start with the basic one. So a lot of people will be, I guess, as a sole trader, right? So you have your own business, you're working for someone at the moment, but you want some side hustle, right? So you have your ABN, so show them business number, and then you start another business on the side. All right, so from there, there's a lot of funding from governments as well. Obviously, that as a startup, you don't earn a lot of money as well, but you just need to make that connection to I guess how you want to grow the business, and that's where we come in and step in and help as well. So we'll let you know that if this is how much you're earning and how much you can reduce your taxable income, what's deduction, what's not, and then we'll give small business advice, something like this that suit them, and then we move into a medium-sized business, like 2 to 5 million turnover, what they can do with it, what structure they should be set, corporate trustee, trust, how it should be flow, asset protection as well. So if anything goes wrong, we will be able to, help them set it up as well, just in case if things go south, it won't affect their own personal assets. And then from there, we'll go to something bigger, like, 5 to 10 million turnover, giving them advice of how to deal with, like, there's like payroll, super is the bigger one, wages is a big one as well. Because if you're running a big company and then you can't pay your staff, we definitely have a problem, right? So we need to forecast 5 to 10 years. So what we usually do is, regardless of small business, medium or big businesses, it comes to around April, May, we'll do a tax planning. That's what's called. So to forecast and come up with different scenarios, and see what's the best outcome as well. Either we're paying dividends to clients, or we come up with a different structure, or if we need to buy more assets as well to reduce the taxable income. So it depends on the industry as well, which one they're in, and what funding they can apply for too.
And I have a question, might be a bit more technical, but how do you get to those forecasts? Do you look at the economic scenario or the average growth of the sector? How does that?
Yep. So we usually use a program called Fathom, which help assist with forecast and life as well. So it's connect to a program accounting software called Xero, and MyOb as well, and QuickBook, and we use iBiz Report. Is one of the platform out there who shows benchmark as well. So the client's book connected from Xero, connected to Fathom, and then from there we're able to play with the variables. That's I'll say we'll call that. And then there's the thing called fixed and variable. So for rent, usually be fixed for the whole year. If there could be chances of increasing about 1-2%, which we can make changes on inside the program. And that's how we forecast it. So see if you want to get to I don't know, like 5 million by the end of 2026, right? How are we going to get there? What expenses you have? How many employees you have as well? So if we put like 3 employees here, for the next 3 months, that means that we'll increase our super, right? And then we're going to pay payroll as well, and food as well if it comes to place, and training as well. That's the biggest expenses too. So that's one way of doing it to forecast, to assist client to forecast how they want to grow. And it at the end of it will spit out a report showing the different scenarios pretty much.
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
So Zero, Miloby, that QuickBook, those are softwares that a lot of small businesses use.
Yeah, small, big,
Yeah.
depends of because they have different subscription as well.
Yeah.
So it depends on what they need as well.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the softwares that, for students who are listening,
Yeah.
that's softwares that you have to make note of
Yeah.
because that is the industry softwares that people uses.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily offer specific training for those softwares, do they?
They actually do. So they do training and it's free training as well.
Yep.
That's a good side of it. I know that when I was at uni, they we did QuickBook. There's training for it, free for all access as well, which is a really good start if you're still studying accounting or just start at uni. If not, there is Zero advisory that you can do as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good training from start to end, how to import balance sheet, how to import like Excel, how to reconcile as well. So there's a lot of free training out there. It's just that you need to find it. So I guess if you put more into it, then you're
Yeah.
able to find the resources.
Yeah.
And once you learn one of the systems, it's quite easy to
Yeah.
pick up another one.
Yeah.
100% agree with you. So once, especially if you started off as MyOp, Zero is pretty easy to use, user friendly as well. And then
Yeah.
they're all pretty much the same, I guess, system features. It's just different layout of it and different names. So
Yeah. That's great because, like, for students who are watching, is oftentimes, even for me, who wants to start a business, for example, these softwares kind of run past your head. But those are industry softwares that if you do gain some skills, then is actually quite helpful for you in your entrepreneurship journey.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, even though if you start off using Excel, that's like a good basing as well.
Yep.
And then from there, we can just, if you approach accountant, they'll be able to assist you with going to software from Excel. So, yeah.
So with your journey as a Griffith student and now as an industry, the things that you've learned at uni, so do you find yourself applying some of the concepts and theories you've learned in your career right now?
For sure.
Yep.
At uni, it definitely give me, and I guess I can't speak on a lot of people, but it definitely give me a strong foundation of what I'll be expected when I step into the industry. Especially, you need to know the basic knowledge, right? So once you get into as a grad or even working as an intern, you need to know the basic concept, what debit credit is, where what account should be. That's where Griffith, that's where uni helps, like Griffith Uni helps as well. And then that's where you learn as well. You can make a lot of mistake at uni. That's where how you improve yourself as well. So that's a good start. And then from there, you learn a lot of like skills. For example, public speaking, right? You need to be able to talk to client. That's like the biggest thing that I that was my obstacle as well because I wasn't good at talking with clients and stuff. Don't know how to I guess present as well. But that's where it comes learning as well. That's why Griffith offer a lot of great services. Business Plus, Griffith Business School, leadership program, and a lot of like services out there to prepare you for the real world.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed with Alvin from the time that I've seen you all around networking events is you're always getting yourself out there. You're always networking. You're always looking to interact and build your interpersonal skills. So when did you start doing that kind of stuff?
I started when I joined like clubs, so accounting clubs. That's where I got first exposed to what is accounting, like networking, I guess. Meeting a bunch of strangers in the room with food, you know what I'm saying? And what to talk to them about, you can say hi to them, introduce yourself, but then what's next? Right? So that's where I started joining clubs, going to events, and slowly improve my interpersonal skills. So what to improve. And I guess one of the program, as I mentioned before, and I guess we're in as well, is the leadership program as well, where one of the workshop is how to talk to people, like public speaking, right? So you have your own so from based on my experience and things to improve is when I go to networking event, right? There's a few things that I will keep in mind. So first thing is I will make sure that I remember that person's name. I'll get their contact number, and I introduce myself. I have a set, I guess, paragraph. So I'll be like, hi, my name's Alvin, and I'm an accountant working at, sales house or working at whatever. And then nice to meet you. And what do you do? And then from there, we'll start a conversation, and then from free flowing kind of thing. So it depends on the vibe. And then after the event, I'll get their contact, either email, phone number, or LinkedIn. I'll say thank you to them as well, saying that it was nice to meet you at this event. Hope to catch up with you soon. So just building that relationship with them as well.
I think that's key. Just having a paragraph or just an intro. Like how do you provide a quick intro, and utilizing that is actually quite easy.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, because not many people really know how to introduce themselves. Like hi, and hey, that is actually such an important step. And know for yourself is that hi, my name is Drew. I'm doing marketing events, and I want to go into this, and I want to go into that.
Yeah.
And from that, like you can kind of see where the other person is at.
100%.
And then you can actually go from there, and that's how you continue to grow from that.
100%. I guess based on my experiences, it's not an overnight thing. I can't say that once I went to the first networking event and I'm amazing at it. That's not the case. Obviously, once you go more and more, you practice as well. And then I don't want to assume, but there's a thing called elevator speech. You if you meet someone, for example, if you meet your idol, right, in an elevator, just you and him, you only have 3 seconds to impress that person. What would you say? Right? So you're going to introduce yourself and make that impression and tell them who you are and what you do, and that's it. And then they will know who you are.
There's also very interesting strategy to have for yourself, because you're always ready. And you're always ready to converse.
100%. Yeah.
And not many people are like that. Like some people are introverted. Some people are just purely shy.
Yeah.
So any tips for these guys?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I do. I have a few tips. Definitely give it a try first. And just go out and see what you don't know and what you know. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know as well. And you bring a friend along as well. So that's the easiest way to do. Someone has been to networking event, or a mentor as well. So it's really helpful. Listen to them, how they talk to strangers in a bunch of room, full of strangers as well. And then put out notes. Do career employment services they offer, how to network as well. And yeah, that's pretty much 1 or 2 tips that I learned throughout. And I don't know about a lot of people, but every time when I wear like a suit, it's like I'm a different person, kind of thing. Like feel more confident.
It's like an armor.
Yeah, it's like
I'm going to a wall.
Yeah,
with networking, with shyness.
Like you're on a Superman kind of suit. You can talk to people, kind of thing. It makes you feel confident. So you can't fake it as well doing networking event, but you definitely need to be, I guess, fake it till you make it kind of like concept.
I mean, and it also like the way you present yourself also goes a long way when you're meeting someone.
Exactly.
It counts in your first impression.
100%.
And that we've had like different guests already, and we come back to this point, like the way you dress, the way you present yourself is important.
And there are, but also we also learn from the failures.
100%.
Like for example, I had a networking event one time, and like there's always one person that you always see, and like you've introduced yourself multiple times, and you just can't remember the name.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so you get onto this moment of hi, my name is, and then you remember that you've actually met them and you actually introduce yourself to them, but you fluster again and then go, hey, I'm so sorry, I forgot your name, and go from there. And that's how you also learn. You get flustered and you go, I should have remembered.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's more of a like how to handle in those quick moments.
Yes.
So you fluster, but you also try to move on and try to understand that you actually want to find out. It's
100%.
not, and actually, you can reflect back and
Yeah.
go, okay, I could do better.
Well, I guess I can share this tip as well. How I usually approach situation like this.
Mm,
So if I'm going to a networking event, I usually will look up the venue.
mm,
All right, I'll look up how the venue is set up,
mm,
where we're gonna be. When I arrive,
mm,
make sure that I'll come, half an hour earlier,
mhm,
because usually a lot of like name tags are on the table already, right? So you just have a quick glance of who's gonna be there, and then if you have to just quick research on LinkedIn as well, look at the photos or just website, you name will pop up here. So that's one tip. And another one is I learned from business school leadership program. So
Shout out to Joe.
yes, shout out to Joe and Stacy as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So usually when I approach that person, right, I'll
Yeah.
say, hey, not, like, I can't remember your name,
Yeah,
right? And then usually people will say their names. I was like, sorry, I mean your last name.
yeah, yeah.
So now you know their first name and last name as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Yeah, quick
that's
tip.
one tip as well that,
Yeah, yeah.
that were quite helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can use another way of I don't know if you met How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
That's one way of doing it. It's like, have you met? And then that person will usually play along if they get the vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like the few tips that are.
Hey, from coming from industry professional, like you get to those events and those are real skills that you can utilize and
Yep.
actually people uses that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's key. So I want to dive into your academic career. So I guess basically you did study, and then how was your time at Griffith?
I want to say it's good overall. Like I love it. There's no regrets, no nothing. Definitely everything's good. We'll have up and down as well, like a roller coaster. You have your good times, you have your bad times as well. But overall is really good. A lot of support from uni, especially business school. And joining different programs, able to go to overseas as well. A lot of like volunteering, that opportunity. A lot of I guess services and resources was provided to me when I was at uni.
Yeah. I mean, from
And-
what you studied, like I can see you're passionate about international students and international business because that's what you studied. So, and you have also continued that passion and being an advocate for a lot of international students.
Yeah.
So, could you tell me like what were your efforts in actually being involved in that community?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to get selected in 2018 for the Mayor Student Ambassador for Gold Coast City. From there, I was got exposed to a lot of different background, international students, how the transition of coming from where they were, like from their home country to overseas. It's not easy, There's a lot of things like rent, flying accommodation, going transport as well, just basic stuff that we take advantage of, but they don't know how it works. And I guess it's not easy if you're stepping in their perspective and talking to them as well, and then with visas issues and whatnot as well. So how I usually say is there's a lot of resources out there that support them. Especially Griffith College as well. They have a really good support team that able to help students, and yeah, hopefully we can do more in that area as well with helping international students coming in, and make a seamless transition for them as well.
Yeah, we've had few students, few international students that wants to find more information with people like yourselves, who is quite knowledgeable in that sense. To actually just showcase them, like just talk to them plainly.
Yeah.
And say these are resources.
Yeah.
That you can allow yourself, and there are heaps.
Heaps.
But they are you just have to find it. Isn't
Yes. I guess if you're studying anywhere, especially on Gold Coast and stuff, I guess the first platform or first place that I'll recommend is Gold Coast Student Hub, which is located at Southport. They mainly help with international students. And they will be able to help you find resources as well. So that's the first step.
Yeah, I hear they do like pizza nights. And
Pizza night.
Mario Kart night.
Yeah, and then
they do fun stuff.
Exactly, help you with your resume as well, and they're all free services as well.
Yeah,
so you just need to make the time for it,
Yeah.
and then you make friends as well.
Yeah.
Which is really good. And then of course uni as well. Uni is another platform
Yeah.
that will be able to help you as well, especially with career employments. And if you go to different clubs, join different clubs at O week, orientation week, meet different people, and yeah, that's pretty much the way to start.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then from there, they'll be to introduce you to more friends or
Yeah.
different jobs or whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, you'll probably find Alvin in any networking nights, really.
Um,
And you will know. Please tell him what you've learned from this podcast to him, and you'll love it.
But one thing I can say is whoever's coming here or like whoever's coming to study over here, right, regardless of your bachelor, masters,
Yeah.
you have the same mindset. That's why you're coming over here and with the same goal as well. So
Yeah.
And for someone that is studying accounting now or considering studying accounting, what would, coming from industry, what are some key things that they need to be aware about?
I guess a few things coming from an industry's perspective will be, I guess, you don't know what you don't know, right? So it's good to start off doing internship if you can, and at least you get the taste of what it is accounting is. Because some people might say, I want to do accounting or I want to do tax audit. I want to do it, right? But they don't know what it is. It's just a title, you just want to do this, right? So based on my experiences, it's good to do internship. Just apply for it, regardless it's pay or free or whatever. At least you have the knowledge experience. And then if you do want to get into accounting, know the software as well. That will be quite handy. For example, Xero is one of them that a lot of accounting firm use, regardless small, big. And then trying to understand the logic behind it as well. Because numbers do tell a lot of, I guess, words. Like picture tells a lot of words, right? Numbers as well, and knows your accounts and know your industry as well. Depends what you're passionate about as well.
Yeah, and I guess you just learned that from your experience as an industry professional.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing that I want to dive into your experience. So, is there any successful, is there any business that you've seen was like, wow, they are making a lot of money, and they're on top of everything.
Yes. I help out a client who approached us.
Yeah.
Started off just studying marketing as well, working for a firm, and then decided to go out on their own. And then from there, a lot of stuff was kept in Excel, receipts, a bunch of receipts kept as well. She's good. This person's good at what she's doing, right? But on the accounting side of it, needs some assistance,
Yeah.
So when I saw this client, and then we started talking.
Yeah.
And we offer a few, software accounting platform.
Yeah.
Gave a few advice, and from there, from the start to now, I can see that there's a growth in that profit as well, especially net profit. And then she's happy with the services. She's happy that where she's currently is, and she's thinking about growing even bigger as well. So that's like something that I was lucky enough or fortunate enough to see the whole from A to Z kind of thing, and then see like the outcome of as well. So that's pretty rewarding, I guess. As from
To turn it around.
Yeah, the turnaround. Yeah, even though it took quite some time to get there, but we managed to achieve like the milestones that she wanted to.
Yeah.
And that occurred because she had a better understanding of what was actually going on in her company.
Yes.
Looking at the numbers.
Yes, 100%. So it was explained to her what's going on, and because obviously if I was in her position, right, don't know anything, I'll be asking question as well. So I was like, don't afraid to ask question. There's no stupid question, That's what we learn from uni, right? There's no stupid question. You ask a lot of that to lecturers or your tutors.
Especially if you're not familiar with
exactly,
the topic.
Exactly. So if you don't know, you got to ask, right? I mean, you can do research and stuff, but sometimes it's from a different definition. Like someone who explains to you, dumb it down to you, you understand more as well. Give you examples. So she understand where her books are. Understand what each transaction means. What she have to do. More efficient as well. She doesn't have to scan every receipt in. Xero have that platform for you. bank reconciliation as well, bank feeds. So a lot of things cut down her admin work, and then she can focus on her real actual what she's good at, what she's passionate about.
I think first time I met you, I was like, I read accounting for dummies. I was like, oh, I read a couple of pages, and already I learned so much about
Yeah.
business. And just by reading a few pages of accounting for dummies,
Yeah.
I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
And obviously, like there was another 100 pages that I
Yeah.
skipped.
100%. Yeah.
But that's something that for you guys, you professionally handle all of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's something a lot of people can and should teach yourself.
Yeah.
To research.
Yes.
To ask questions.
100%.
And be reflective about it, because as you said, like for her, you're one of your client, it made a huge difference in her scaling the business and knowing what the next step is. So.
Yeah, and then just adding to a point, to another tip as well will be getting a mentor as well, or mentors, depends, and that really helped my career as well. When I was at uni and close to graduating, I have a few mentors as well, and that's where industry mentoring program, which offered by Griffith, really helped as well. They're able to fit you with someone who's the industry that you're looking for, and the mentor able to give you what they have done, good, bad, some advice as well to get to where they are today. So a lot of them are CFO, CEO, or they run their own practice. And some of them I still keep in touch as well. So that's one tip that I can give, is that definitely start early, especially if you're in your first year or second year. Get a mentor. They will be able to help you out as well.
So, as a current Alvin, and you've briefly talked earlier before the podcast that you are planning to do CA.
So I'm nearly finished.
Nearly finished.
Nearly finished. Yeah.
So for those students who don't know what that is, so as an accountant, well, when you graduate, what are the steps that you need to do to be a qualified accountant?
Yep. So usually, when you finish high school, finish uni, you'll get into a grad program, and then from there, 1 year in, you will have different opportunities. You can do your chartered accounting program. You can do your CPA, ICAA, ACCA, different organize like different further study, postgrad. And then I chose the pathway of doing a chartered accountant. And you learn a lot of new skills, a lot of real life examples, case study as well, that you don't really learn at uni. And you're able to use that skill in your practice, professional and personal as well. And a lot of like technical skills. For example, recently I just finished one of my exam. They talk about like HK and stuff. So that was the hot topic, the trending topic in the industry at the moment, and that's what we had for our exam on it as well. Yeah, so a lot of so real life example case study was used in that, and I was able to use that study in my profession as well.
Right.
And you mentioned during tax right now, that's what you're focused on. Why did you choose that pathway? Because there's so many different options in accounting.
Yeah.
Why did you choose tax?
I guess that come back to my family as well. Like a lot of people are in tax as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I was like, everyone's doing tax. It looks, interesting, and then got into it. I guess all businesses need tax, right? As quite a foundation as well. And one of the reason is I was a CA rep when I was at uni, and then I was lucky enough to got exposed to people who have studied accounting in tax and then do whatever they're passionate about as well. So for example, one of the I guess thing that I remember like quite out there is he studied accounting, and then he's doing like those water jet as a career like that. He started his own business, because of the knowledge of tax. He was able to start his own business, know what to do, and grow his business. And then tax is quite challenging in the sense that it's quite fun as well, because you know you have your federal budget as well. You have your rates, you have your private ruling and all that stuff. It's quite fun sometimes. I was want to say it's quite interesting as well. That's why I got into tax.
It's not black and white.
It's not black and white exactly. You have other solution to help clients, or other, I guess, won't say loophole, but other.
Yeah. What do you think about that actually? I mean, without going further into detail.
Yeah.
About like big companies,
Yeah.
big corporates.
Yeah.
There's a history of zero taxes.
Zero taxes. Yeah.
So could you just, without going into detail, just like share how does that actually work?
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of them might buy assets as well. A lot of asset is for example, motor vehicles, right? That's like the biggest thing that you can do to lower your taxable income.
Is it a
Which
company or a business?
company or business?
Oh, sorry, a company or person. Yeah.
Company. So from the
Yeah.
company's perspective, if you're trying to like I guess lower your taxable income, buying like assets will be one way of doing it.
Yeah. Juicy stuff here. Juicy stuff.
Yeah, so this is juicy stuff here, and then or spending like expenses like training and stuff, because you need to train your stuff, so it's like a win-win situation too.
Yeah.
And the excess expense decline, and it's the deductible as well. So there's a few way of doing it, and that's some of the common ways of doing it, I guess.
I think but we also want to promote that it's a very important part of your business operation.
Yes.
So at the end of the day is how do we keep tax in line? How do we keep our money in line with the law, with making sure that it works for everybody? Because that's what you want to get to as an
Exactly.
accountant, as a bookkeeper as well, and you just want to make sure that all bases are checked
Yes.
and covered, and it's necessary for any business operation and very important. And I think that's why I get a lot of respect for students who's learning accounting and finance. Is those are people who's going to be a future of our finance, future of our accounting, where if you have a future of amazing businesses that has right on target with the books,
Yes.
that's where you want to get to.
100%. 100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to go into the future of Alvin.
The future of Alvin.
Yeah. So obviously you nearly finished with CA.
Yeah.
So how does that look like for you? Like in your, is there any career goals right now? Do you want to create a business, or what do you think?
Yeah. So future will be other further study as well. Maybe studying my tax agent license, certified tax agent license, or just move up the corporate ladder per se. Maybe move to senior manager position, or even partners as well. So that will be 5 to 10 years goals, I guess.
What does that mean? So you get to senior accountant and then partner. So what does that mean? What does the roles mean?
Yeah. So we'll start with as a grad, and then you usually go into like intermediate accountant. You do accountant, senior accountant, and then assistant manager, manager, senior manager, and then if you want to buy into the company, depends, or some equity, or pay partner. That's where you earn a percentage of the firm. And obviously, as you move up, you do less compliance stuff. You do more advisory, kind of advice, like for clients.
Yeah.
And then from there, you will tend to specialize in an area, either in hospitality, tourism, health, education.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go even further, you will start your own business, I guess, your own.
Is there any industry to look out for? You just notice a trend and go, oh, wow, this industry is going through the roof.
At the moment, definitely health is pretty good. It's going up.
Yeah.
Because obviously, everyone need some health,
Sure.
checkup from, regardless you're young or baby
Yeah,
or whatever. That's a start. Or dentist as well. That's a pretty big that's a pretty going uptrend as well at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, easier way of saying it, they make a lot of money.
They make a lot of money. That's 100%.
Easier way of saying it is they make a lot of money.
100%, and startup as well. Startup is pretty big as well on the Gold Coast too, especially for AI at the moment. You know, different opportunities and different help by government too. So that's startup is pretty big as well.
So which industry do you wanna go into? Like, I mean, not go into, but like have a portfolio of.
Yeah. Startup is good because it's quite refreshing of what you see out there and the ideas as well from people who's you know who's creating as well. So startup is one of them. Tourism is one of them as well. Health and construction, I guess, not in order, but this is something that I like to play around with, I guess.
Yeah.
If there's an opportunity out there.
Yeah. I love this. This is for an accountant.
Yeah.
Advice for you guys. Hey, you gotta. This is data, so.
Yeah. Well, all business need accountant, and then vice versa as well. So what we see from how we can help them, and then they can help us as well.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's quite helpful too.
I really want to highlight that. I guess like experiencing the industry, and then now, well, for me, this is my last year of uni.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And it gives us a good idea of what to look for post graduating. And where do you think is the best place to find data like this? Is like obviously you just do searches. Is there any resources that you can recommend to us to find more information? You said you briefly mentioned IBS World, but that's kind of a niche, and then only selected. I think you have to pay a subscription for that, right? Yeah. So is there any free resources that you find? It could be a book?
You can actually access it through Griffith.
Oh, that's true.
There you go. Yeah. Griffith is one of them.
Is there anything that you would recommend?
Free resources. I guess podcast would be one of them. Accounting Daily, if you can subscribe to it as well, because they talk about like from finance, technology to you know whatever you're looking for, like tax as well. Podcast is one of them. That's the two main free resources I can think of.
Yeah.
Apart from Griffith one.
Did they help you?
Yeah, for sure. They definitely make it less boring as well. Sometimes you know you're like driving to work, you just listen.
Yeah.
You know, put on it and then talk about what's going on at the moment in the industry world. So
we to put this into close.
Yeah.
We ask all our guests to promote anything. They want to promote anything. So, do you have anything that you want to promote?
I guess
Or how do they find you?
Yeah, well, you can find me on LinkedIn or if you know Instagram as well. It's just Alvin on LinkedIn. Or just feel free to email me as well if you wanted to. But I guess a few things that I want to promote is if I can from if you're still starting at uni is definitely take the opportunity to because the resources are there. You just have to find it, right? So make full use of the resources as well because they're all free. Make as many mistakes as you want or possible at uni as well before you go into the real world. And if you need some help, there's a lot of people who are able to help you as well. So, if, for example, if you're stuck with something, there will be a person able to help you. And join clubs as well. And then I just want to add another thing, if I can, is one of the most memorable and where Griffith Uni partnership with Commonwealth Game as well. That was the biggest, I guess, project for them and then for students as well, where I started off as a volunteer, and then from there able to get into internship, and then a pay stuff as well. So there's opportunity out there. You just have to grab that opportunity. So definitely join as many programs as possible. Leadership program, career mentoring, Business Plus. And join clubs as well. That's a good start to. That's a good way to build your next chapter, especially like for yourself. You're the president at one point as well. You do public speaking as well to in front of a group of people. You can build your skills, time management as well.
You get to have fancy titles. So.
And, sorry.
No, you go.
And then I guess like trying to network as much as possible, and then find mentors as well. If you have the opportunity or the time, definitely connect with like Caitlin, Ruth, Joe, Stacy, Laura as well. So they're like the people that will be able to help you do your next step as well.
For sure.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're recording this on a public holiday, so we appreciate your time.
No worries, thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate your friendship. We've known each other for a few months now.
Yeah.
And went to gym, went coffee, and a lot of things I learned from you is you're always willing to learn new things, and you're always willing to network, and that's a really positive attribute that I see you doing. So I appreciate your time here, and I hope you crack on that CA, and then hopefully go into your partner. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. We'll keep you guys posted.
All right, thanks
Thank you,
everybody
everyone.
tuning in.
Yeah, thank you.
See you guys.
Thank you.